So it's geology pop quiz time.
It is. Do you know the difference between an arch and a natural bridge? Do you?
I do. I'm James.
It's only because we just learned it. And I'm Paul, and this is our travel
Chompers.
companion, Chompers. Join us as we explore Natural Bridges National Monument in southern Utah. So Natural Bridges National Monument is actually Utah's first national monument.
Isn't it the nation's?
No, Utah's.
Okay.
Utah's first national monument, yeah. And it's a less traveled national monument. You know, Utah has so many great national parks. Bryce Canyon, Zion, Capitol Reef.
Big, highly populated parks.
Exactly, and we're not that far from the Grand Canyon, Mesa Verde, Four Corners. So this one kind of gets overlooked, but it really shouldn't, because it's kind of a combination of all of those, don't you think?
There are bridges, there are arches, there's mesas. I mean, there's
Hopi
meandering
dwellings that
streams.
are in the cliffs, cliff dwellings.
Yeah, this is kind of a catch-all of a lot of those that have one-hit wonders.
And kind of the river goes through this beautiful canyon, kind of like the Grand Canyon, but also kind of like goosenecks with all of these great twists and turns. So it's really a unique place, and it seems to be more off the beaten path than what most people come to. So, James, what is the difference between a natural bridge and an arch?
The big answer you've been Googling while you've watched this is an arch is made from wind erosion. A bridge is made from water erosion.
Yeah.
So here behind us, it's a winding, meandering, what has been a stream over the millennial, I don't know, creating these bridges.
Beautiful, natural bridges, yeah.
Natural bridges.
So there's several of them, and there is a scenic 9-mile drive with beautiful viewpoints that will actually take you to viewpoints to view all of the natural bridges, I almost said arches, throughout the park. There's also an overlook for the cliff dwellings, which is kind of like a mini Mesa Verde, which is really cool to see. And along the way, you get to see the winding river, which is very cool. It's very goosenecky as it kind of meanders in and out. Some beautiful mesas in the background. It's a very stunning landscape.
And if you're a hiker, there are like 3-mile hikes. There are various hikes that go from bridge to bridge, sorry.
Yes, bridge to bridge. They're not arches.
Nope. Within the monument, there is camping for you campers. The campground is small. There's only 12
very small
spots. Totally boondock. There's fresh water at the visitor center, which is very, very nearby. You've got trash and recycling.
And it's first come, first serve, so no recreation.gov. We arrived and drove through the parking lot in the afternoon, or the campground in the afternoon, and it was full.
Not surprisingly, late in the day.
12 spots, what do you expect? However,
we turned around.
We turned around, talked to a friendly ranger, and the monument here is actually part of the Greater Bear Paw National Area. And so just outside the park is a couple of gravel roads and dirt roads that are BLM land that you could camp on. So we found a beautiful spot in between 2 red rock cliffs that we set up camp for the night.
And BLM is really not that hard to find. If you see a well driven on road turning off a main road, it's quite likely that, you know, there's beaten paths and open areas that have been used and used and used. They say do not create new campsites, occupy ones that have already been there.
And we found one that already had a little fire ring, so we knew that it had already been occupied. And a good learning from that is talk to a ranger if you can't find a place to camp. They often have suggestions for boondocking out of the parks where you can camp.
Yeah, this ranger had 2 or 3 offers for us, and we just picked the more exotic one because we like being off the beaten path.
Off the beaten path and boondocking.
So this will be a quick discussion about connectivity, because the entire day as we arrived and meandered, and especially once we got here, none. Zero.
Not within probably 45 minutes of the park is there any coverage on anything, and there is no Wi-Fi, so this truly is off-the-grid boondocking, which is really cool.
Do have your maps and your, your hard paper atlas if you need it, but you're not going to get lost. There's not that many roads going through here.
So if you're like us and you like to find places that aren't quite as crowded, a little more off the beaten path, but still are just fantastic with beauty, then check out Natural Bridges National Monument, Utah's first national monument, and you can explore beautiful bridges like you see behind us here, cliff dwellings, beautiful canyons, mesas, and some dramatic thunderstorms and landscape we saw also.
And the distant vistas as you drive towards this area is it's just it's just amazing.
And
you
beautiful
can't really
boondocking. So close.
can't capture it in images much. You really
Yep.
need to see it with your human eye. So that
I
means
know.
get in your car, get in your RV, tow
Travel.
your trailer, and come to these beautiful places in these open land that we have. If you like to learn more about it, of course you can like and subscribe.
Yep.
We'll still be producing some videos while we're in the West here.
Yep.
Hit your notification button, and as always, drive safely. Don't
Yep.
let the views distract you from the road.
Exactly. That's always dangerous. Anyway, thanks for watching, and as always, travel safely.
Take care.
Bye now.